Welcome. I hope you're doing well today. My name's Carly. This is our Yoga Fit session today. I'm going to start off seated, so if you are not there or if you prefer to go on your back, you're more than welcome to do that, but either sitting cross-legged or on your knees, those are nice options. And we're going to kick into it right away. You can go ahead and close your eyes down. Begin to find that space that feels really comfortable, really safe for you. And just take your time, make it a nice gradual transition. It'll take a few moments, especially our at-home practice. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to be able to truly drop in to our body, to drop into this moment. As the breath begins to build, the body begins to settle in. Today, the reminder of the power of our thoughts, the power that we have to create, to manifest the type of day, the type of week that we want to move through. Where our thoughts go, energy flows. And if you've been practicing for a while now, and even if you haven't, you might have that belief or that realization that there is energy that flows within our own body, but there's also energy that is around us in the outside world. We really want to simplify it. I feel like at every opportunity, every moment that we come across in our day is this chance to choose our path. Path one being the choice to move in fear, in worry, and the path right beside it is the opportunity to move towards love, towards peace, and how we choose to direct our energy. That is exactly where our thoughts and where we give our kind of power towards. We get this opportunity every time we come to our mat to remind ourselves the power of our mind, the power that we have within our body. Let's really use it this week to create some peace, and some calm within our day and within our body. Take your time. When you're ready, you're going to slowly begin to flutter the eyes open. Make sure you feel the sit bones underneath the body. So if you've made your way down, start to make your way back up. Rest the hands over top of the thighs. Start to circle here, moving from left to right. Starting off nice and slow. Maybe the gaze softens back down. Each and every circle, bringing that awareness into the hips, into the physical sensation and how you're feeling today. Let's start to slow this motion down so that we can come back to center. Shoulders over top of the hips, and then reverse directions as we shift right to left. Take one more full circle here, nice and slow. And then eventually back to center. Shoulders line up, Let's bring the left fingertips down towards the earth. Right hand reaches overhead. Big breath in as we open through the side body. Stay here as you exhale. And then inhale, we rise up, both hands reach, and switch sides. Right hand comes down, left hand up and over. We're gonna do that one more time, so flowing with the breath. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to shift over. Take your time, enjoy this movement. Enjoy this gentle opening as we begin to wake up the body. Let's reach the hands all the way up towards the sky. Big breath in, and then exhale, palms slide down in front of the heart. Bring the hands behind the body. We're gonna unravel the legs. We'll focus here today into the core. So we'll start off by coming down to the forearms. You can have the palms resting alongside the body. And make sure you're not dropping into the chest. We're lifting up and out. So push into the elbows, push into the arms. The heart is proud. Keep the knees bent. And we'll just start really slow. We're going to extend the left leg long, tap the heel, and then rebend the knee. Come back to center. Switch sides, right leg goes long, tap it out, and then back to center. So I want you to just keep alternating from side to side so we get the movement into the hip. And we're really mindful as we start to wake up the body this morning, preparing for some bigger movements. Next time we come over to the right side, we're gonna hold. Right leg stays extended, find a little hover, and then little leg lifts here. So it doesn't have to be a big movement, only lifting as much as it feels comfortable here for your back, for the front line of the hip. And we're gonna move until we start to really feel this warmth. But I feel like I'm dying. You got about 10 more seconds here. Still no matter where I go. Try to push through the heel and see if you can relax the jaw as you start to feel the warmth. You were good to me. Last 3, 2. Final one, extend the leg long, rebend the knee, right foot lands, switch sides, left leg extends, tap the heel, and then we go right into our leg lifts. Start off slow, and then find your own rhythm, your own pace. 10 more seconds, you're almost there. Tucking the chin here, keeping neutral with the neck. We're gonna release in a moment. Last 3, 2, and 1. Leg goes long, and then we rebend with control over the foot. Come all the way down towards the back, relax the head, the shoulder blades into the earth. And then we're gonna stack the knees over top of the hips. Palms can come alongside the body, ground the low back down. So push the ribs into the earth. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, left leg goes long, tap the heel. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch sides. Right leg long. Inhale, center. Exhale, extend. Moving side to side. This is too much for the low back. Instead of extending the leg, keep the knee bent, and you can just tap the heel down. So that's our modification. Find your own movement. Option to stay like this, or we get this into more of a bicycle kind of core activation. Interlace the hands behind the head, and when you're ready, add in your twist. So we twist to the knee that's bent, and then back to center, twisting to the other side. Maybe the pause comes out, and we bicycle here, side to side, really building the warmth, the core, our center line activation. Get 2 more cycles in here. And then release, pull the knees into the chest. Ooh, let that go. Release the feet to the earth. Let's keep the knees and the thighs connected here so the inside of the feet are touching.
But we're gonna go into our bridge version. So the heels are directly under the knees. Palms come down, inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, open the knees. Inhale to close it off. Exhale, we release down. So it's a count of 4. We lift up for 1, open for 2, close at 3, and then back down for 4. Keep moving. So starting to wake up now a little bit more into the outer hips. Be mindful not to flare the ribs up. Let's keep our containment. And you move at your own pace. You find your rhythm this morning. Try not to overthink it. Keep going. Ten more seconds. I want you to really start to feel the glutes firing. The knees ever feel sensitive in a bridge version, you just want to walk your feet further away from the body. So that's how you adjust. We have this concept that we've been taught to have the heels close to the glutes for the bridge. I'd rather you have them further away, protect the knees. Let's see if we can get 2 more cycles in. My hamstrings are fired up, but they feel great. Back to center, knees into the chest. You're gonna make your way up, so take your time. We'll meet in a tabletop shape. Coming on all 4, spread the fingers wide. We're getting ready for our wrist bops. So walk the hands a little closer into the knees, so it's a little tighter tabletop. And then we're gonna lift the palms up so we come to the mound of the fingers, which is the bony part right below the knuckles. So the fingers stay down. We pop up and then we lower. Pop it up and down. So this is waking up the forearms, and then we try to take the palms out. So it's like this quick rebound. The second the palms touch, we would pop it back up. Fast motion. Won't take long for you to start to feel the warmth in the forearms. Let's burn it out here. A few more seconds. Also building a little bit of strength in our wrists. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come to the forearms. Walk the knees back. So you're going to start in a modified forearm plank. You can interlace the hands together or ground the palms down. Check in with the level of the hips. We don't want the hips dipping, and we don't want to stick the bum in the air. Find that midline. Stay here, or option to extend. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee. And then you can come back and modify, and we can switch sides. Right toes tuck, right knee lifts. So we'll start by alternating from our modification to kind of this half amp up version. So I feel it a little bit more in my hips, a lot of low abdominal work to keep this containment. Find your version. Maybe for a few seconds here, you go into your full forearm plank, lifting the knees, holding in stability. Wherever you are, let's take 5 more cycles of breath. All right, let the inhales and the exhales carry you through this as we build our strength. You're almost there. Last big breath in. Exhale, lower the knees and then the thighs. We come to our Sphinx pose, little release here. Pop up to the forearms, chest is proud. Push the pubic bone down, lift the low belly up. Squeeze the glutes. Take a nice full breath in. On the exhale, we're getting ready to come back up to the knees. So we start by lifting the hips and the thighs. We're gonna tuck both toes, dolphin pose. As the knees lift, we start to walk the feet into the face. Find your stance, you bend the knees as much to make this accessible as you need. We push the earth away so we have a lot of strength. This lift into the upper body, out of the shoulders. Leg lifts, left leg rises in line with the hip. and then we lower it down. Right leg lifts and lowers, alternating side to side. Try to stay with the breath. Try not to rush this. Two more sets, 1 or 2 on each side. The last one is the right leg lifting. And then we release, lower the knees down. Come to sit back onto the heels. Take a moment, shoulders over the hips. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears. Big breath in. Exhale, release. We'll do that again. Inhale, shoulders roll up. Exhale, they soften down. One more if this feels good before we get into our barbell action. When you're ready, cactus the arms. Let's keep the elbows wide. Before we move, check in. Right? Are you puffing the belly out? Let's pull the ribs and the core in towards center. And then we start our movement. Elbows close, we open. Starting off nice and slow. You can make fists or keep the palms open. Stay connected to the core. Protect the low back. And then take the paws out and start to go as fast as you can, but still feeling in control. Maybe you can soften the eyes down. And we move. Ten more seconds, sticking with that theme of a 10-minute warning here so we know how much further to push. Last 3, 2, 1. Hold the arms wide. Keep them lifted if you can, and we little pulses here for a count of 10. So getting more into the shoulders, biceps, waking up the body, just using gravity. It's amazing how much activation we can get from no weight. All right, 2 more here. Back to center, close the elbows off. You're almost there. Little pulses. We want the elbows in line with the shoulders, and then we pulse it up. Maybe you can interlace the hands together. Belly's pulling in. Try not to puff out. Yes, last 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hands come down to the hips. You can shake it out. We're going to rise onto the knees, and I want you to tuck the toes. So position yourself towards the back of the mat. So we're lifted up here. Hands are going to come to the hips. Let's step the left foot forward. So if you need the help with the hands, go ahead and do that. We're going to meet in a low lunge. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Straighten out the arms, open the chest. We get that release through the shoulders, that strong activation. At the same time, start to get the legs in play. So we're pulling the front foot towards the body. We feel this lift. All of this leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale, release. Hands come down. Pyramid pose. We lift the back knee off the earth. Shorten your stance. You can take this into a fold, or you can keep the heart lifted. We'll just get a gentle opening for the hamstring before we start to activate a little more. I love this practice, this idea of building strength, and then we stretch into the strength. And then we build again, and then we stretch it out. Favorite parts about yoga. Let's widen our stance. We're going to step the back toes out a little bit more for a crescent lunge. Take your time to rise up. You can bring the hands to the hips to start. A little micro bend in the back knee. We're going to get ready for our split squats. Option to keep the hands grounded to the hips, or inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. And then on the exhale, split squats. We bend both knees, and then inhale, lift it up. Exhale, we drop it in. Start off slow and be mindful of your knee mobility. So only going as low as it feels safe. And maybe you're flowing with me using the arms. Always come back to the core. Check in there first, and then check in with the head. So you want to make sure the chin's not jutting forward. Let's do 2 more before we add on to this. Last one here. Reach up towards the sky, hands to the hips for this first exit. Cross the right leg behind the left, so it's a one-legged squat. And then we're gonna stand up, right toes tap wide, outside edge of the mat, and then we squat it in, cross behind. Inhale, stand. Exhale, sink it down. Take your time getting comfortable with this motion, and then the option to add the arms as we stand, we reach, as we squat, we lengthen back. So you find your flow here. Bit of a slower, not slower, but more controlled yoga fit this morning. Less of a kind of burnout cardio push, and more of this just controlled, strong, stable movement. You got 2 more cycles on this leg. Next time we cross behind, we are gonna hold, sink into both hips. So you should look at your front knee, make sure it's not jetting too far over the heel, and then option to take this into a gentle twist. Rest the elbow on top of the thigh. Don't feel like you have to cross it over. Feel maybe a little bit of a stretch, but we're still using a lot of strength here. Low belly pulls in. See if you can twist just a little deeper. Bring the gaze down towards the mat. Land the right hand, big step back. We're getting ready for a side plank. Option to modify if you want to lower the back knee down. And we're going to sweep the left leg behind. Stacking the hips and the shoulders. Modification, bottom knee is down. Find your version. Wherever you are, option to start to pulse the top leg up. A little lift and lower, right back into our core. So we're finishing this kind of full circle here, getting into the obliques, into the hips. Last 3, 2, and 1. Holding, side plank. Sweep, left hand underneath the body. We're gonna come to a forearm plank, other side. Stack the shoulders and the hips, and then we're gonna dip the hips down and lift the hips up. Dip it down and lift. Keep moving. You got a few more cycles on this side. Yes, last 3, 2, and 1. Release down, Sphinx pose. Let's come back to the belly. Take your time. Back to the forearms. Walk through the foundation. Low belly is lifting up. Squeeze the glutes. The heart is nice and proud. Take a big breath in. And then exhale. Tap the toes. Come to your modified version, forearm plank, and then we lift it up, walk the feet in, dolphin pose. Right leg lifts and lowers, left leg. We alternate side to side. And we won't be here for as long. Keep moving. 2 more cycles each side. Last one is the left leg lifting. Lower the feet, slowly soften towards the knees, and we pop all the way up. Stack the shoulders over the hips, tuck the toes, hands to the hips, right foot steps forward, low lunge. Interlace the hands, open the chest, maybe the gaze comes up as you straighten out the arms. Drag the front heel in towards the body. Take a full breath in. Exhale, hands come down, pyramid pose. Lift the back knee up, shorten your stance, and then find a little release there through the front leg. Take 2 full cycles of breath here. Let's begin. Widen your stance. Step it back for our crescent lunge version. Rising up, shoulders over the hips. We're getting ready for our split squats. We dip it down and then lift up. You can start off slow and then decide here if you want to get the arms involved, sweeping them alongside the body every time we sink down. Nice little check-in here to make sure you're staying really stable in the head. You can always place one hand on top of the skull and just feel that stability every time you dip down. The head is not moving. That's our kind of goal for a lot of these shapes, is to keep the structure in place. Let's do 2 more. And next time you lift up, hold here. Option to bring the hands to the hips. We cross back leg behind the front, one-legged squat version, sink in, and then we stand. Left toes tap to the side, and then we drop it into our squat. Standing up, and then maybe beginning to get the arms involved. Inhale as you reach, exhale as we drop it in. Keep moving. It's not fast, it's repetitive. Take this chance to fine-tune your own mobility. How do you make this work for what your body needs this morning? 3 more cycles. Each and every time, maybe dropping a little lower. Last one, let's hold it. Palms together as we twist to the right, land the elbow on the top of the thigh. Maybe rotate the shoulders open. Draw the belly in to help with the twist. Take a big breath in. Exhale, look down, left hand lands, step back, side plank version. Stacking here, shoulders and the hips. Maybe the bottom knee lands. Top leg, option to pulse it. 10 seconds here. This is it as we finish off our practice. We're so close. Last 3, 2, 1. Hold. Right hand sweeps under the body. Forearm plank in the other direction. And then we find our hip dips right away. If you want to check in, we want to make sure the elbow is under the shoulder. We are waking up this center line today. Last 3, 2, 1. Release down. Sphinx pose. Come to the forearms. Heart is lifted. The breath is flowing. Maybe the sweat is moving. Stay here for 3 cycles of breath. Option to open the mouth to exhale on this last cycle. Fold forward, slide the palms under the shoulders. Push to the knees, tabletop shape. And we'll sink it into a child's pose, providing that the heart rate is not moving too quickly. If you feel like you're really out of breath, then just come to sit on the heels. But if you want to get a little release for the hips and the heart rate isn't going too quickly, then go ahead and bring the heart and the forehead down. It's a really nice calming shape, a chance to cool the body down.
I just wanna call you my own, my own. I don't want you to be a stranger. I wanna be tied to your soul. Your soul.
Begin to slow it down. Try to draw the exhales out a little longer. If you're in your child's pose, take your time. We'll start to make our way back up. Come to a seated shape. We'll cross the legs. Left leg in front of the right. And then walk the hands out in front of the body. Take this into your version, your fold. So coming down only as far as it's going to serve you, and hopefully you're getting a nice sensation here into the outer hips. And we're going to land here. We got a good 5 cycles of breath. So settle in here.
I will break them down with sound. Oh, I am open. Let it be spoken. Big as the ocean. Oh, my love, it knows no bear. Yeah, I don't want you to be a stranger. I just want to call you mine.
Slowly rise back up. Use the help of the hands. Place the hands behind the hips so we can unravel the legs. Extending here, you can bend the knees one at a time. And when you feel ready, we're just switch sides, so it'll be the right leg that comes in front. Walk the hands out. Find your fold here, find your release on this side. If you haven't already, we begin to really prepare for our final meditation here. So we soften in, avoiding any unneeded movement and beginning to just commit to some stillness in our fold. Take your time, walk the hands back in towards the hips. Leaning back to extend the legs one last time as we pedal out the knees. We'll begin to make our way into our final meditation, our final moment here. You're more than welcome to come onto your back if that's going to serve you, or you can stay seated. Whatever you're deciding, try to arrive there quickly. And begin to soften through the face, relax the eyes down. Slightly opening the mouth here to release the teeth and just wiggle the jaw from side to side. Back to center, keeping that part of the lips, of the teeth. And then allowing the tongue to come away from the roof of the mouth. Feeling this ocean-like wave washing over the body from head to toe. Every muscle, every cell it touches. Spreading this feeling of peace, of love. Sending all of that energy back into your body this morning. Bringing one or both hands to rest over top of the heart. Choosing where to direct your attention, where to direct your energy today. Moving more towards the place of peace. Thank you for hanging out with me, for sharing your time. I hope you enjoyed this practice. You got a little workout in, a little sweat building. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you again soon. Namaste.